Hello viewers, you are watching our special program Discussion on Spiritual Knowledge. As you are aware, Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampalji Maharaj has invited all religious leaders of the world for debate on spiritual knowledge. On the other hand, Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik has also challenged all religious leaders of the world that if someone proves him wrong, then he is bound to become their disciple. Accepting this challenge of Dr. Zakir Naik, Sant Rampalji Maharaj has invited him for debate on spiritual knowledge. Viewers, the intention of the spiritual knowledge debate is to provide the whole world true spiritual knowledge and true way of worship, thereby providing correct direction to the devotees, which is proven in all holy scriptures. We request all spiritual leaders of the world to come forward in public interest to make this mission successful and to show right path to the devotee society. Till now, whichever saints and Mahatmas participated in this special program, we thank them all. After listening to the spiritual knowledge of the participants in today's program, famous Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik and Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampalji Maharaj, you yourself must decide that what is true and what is not.
Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam. Al Rasulillah wa ala ali wasabi ajmain. Amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahi ar-Rahmani Rahim. Kul Yahiyul Kitab. Talil Vila Kalme Tum Sawa in Baina Bainakum. Allah na abda ilillah. Wala nushrika bihi shay'un. Wala yakhtakhiz dunabad dan arbabin min dunillah. Paintawallo. Fakur rishidu. Bianna Muslimun. Rabbi shali sadri. Waisalli amri. Wahlulubda tamil lisani yakhku qawli. Respected elders, my dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all according to Islamic way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. The agenda of today's speech is similarities in Hindu religion and in Islam. At the start of my speech, I gave reference of one verse from Quran Sharif Surah Al-Imran, Surah number 3, Ayat 64, in which Allah says, "Come, let's discuss about what is similar between you and me. Talil vila kalme tum sawa in baina bainakum." So firstly, Allah na khuda ilillah. We should only worship Allah, only Almighty God. We should not include anyone else except God. We should not make others amongst us the Lord except God Himself. Wala yakhtakhiz dunabad dan arbabin min dunillah. We should not make others amongst us the Lord except God Himself. Fantawallo. If they turn back, we witness that we are Muslims and we hand over all our consent to Allah. This verse of Quran Majid says, from Kul Ya Ahil book, tell from Ya Ahil book to Jews and Christians. This verse usually refers for Ya Ahil book, but usually this is used for non-Muslims. Allah says, Talil vila kalmitum sawa in baina bainakum. Let's discuss about what is similar between you and I. So firstly, Allah na khuda ilillah, we should only worship one God. To understand any religion, we should not see towards their followers, because usually the followers themselves do not know what their religion and faith talks about. A good way, best way to know about a religion is to refer their religious books. Therefore, if we want to know about Hindu religion, then we should not look towards Hindus. We should refer religious books of Hindus. And the supreme book, most sacred book of Hindu religion is Veda. This Veda is the most valuable book of Hindu religion. Then are Upanishad, Puranas, history, Manusmriti, etc. But the most valuable is Veda. If we want to know Islam religion, then we should not look towards Muslims. We should refer religious books of Islam, and most valuable book in Islam religion is Quran Majid. Quran Majid is Islam religion's most sacred book. That there are 6 beliefs in Islam, 6 pillars of faith. First arkan is believe in Allah. Second, trust His angels. Third, believe their books. Fourth, trust His prophets. Fifth, trust in the end. And sixth, believe in faith on fate. Now, we will assess similarities in Hindu religion and about pillars of faith in Islam. First is bring faith in God. We will assess it. What is the concept about God in Hindu religion? When we ask a common Hindu, in how many gods do you believe? Few would say 3, few would say 10, few would say 100, few would say 1,000, few would say 33 million. But when we ask a Hindu priest who is well aware about Hindu scriptures, that Hindu will say that Hindus should only believe in one God and only one God should be worshipped. But a common Hindu believes in one philosophy which is called pantheism. Pantheism means usually ordinary Hindus believes that everything is God. Trees are God, humans are God, sun is God, moon is God, snake is God. We Muslims believe everything is of God. Tree is of God, human being is of God, sun is of God, moon is of God, snake is of God. The important difference between Hindus and Muslims is ordinary Hindus say everything is God. We Muslims say everything is of God. There is one important difference of off. If we will remove the difference of, then Hindus and Muslims will unite.
Viewers, you just heard the views of Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik. And now let's hear the views of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
Supreme Father, the Almighty, Creator of the whole universe, Master of humans, Kabir Dev, Supreme God Kabir, Allahu Akbar, Paramakshar Brahm. With the blessings of Lord Kabir, you pious souls are present to listen spiritual discourse. By attending discourses, a person gets to know why you obtained a human body. This information is given in discourses that human birth is a way to attain God. It's a key to get rid of this chronic disease of birth and death and after. And if after getting human life we do not worship God, or even if we worship against our holy scriptures or do arbitrary worship, so doing it or not is one and the same. It is useless. Discourse, that is, actual way of worship, spiritual knowledge, God comes and gives it Himself. Because we are living in the Satan's region, God and saints who attained God have called him Kal. He is Jyot Swarupi Niranjan, and Vedas call him Brahm. He also calls himself Brahm. Above Brahm is Parabrahm, another power. This Brahm, this Ksharpurush, this Kal, this devil has 21 universes. Next to him is Parabrahm, who in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 15, verse number 16, is called Ksharpurush, the Lord of 21 universes. Brahm, Kal, and the next Brahm is Akshar Purush. He is also called Parbrahm. He is the Lord of 7 Shanks, 700 quadrillion universes. And above them all, the third, who is the overall controller, is Paramakshar Brahm. He is also called Paramakshar Purush. He is also called Allah Ta'ala, Allahu Akbar. He is also called complete God. So this Brahm is also called Ksharpurush, also Kal. Saints call him Kal, the butcher, devil. This Kal had only given the knowledge of all 4 Vedas. This Kal Brahm only spoke the knowledge of Gita by entering in Sri Krishnaji's body. This Kal Brahm gave the knowledge of Quran Sharif, Quran Majid, through Jabreel angel to Hazrat Muhammad ji. This is Kal. And he only gave the knowledge of the Holy Bible, this Kal only. Now, pious souls, this Kal is such a Satan, such an element who doesn't want this soul to be happy. He doesn't want that anyone should know about Allah Ta'ala, that is Paramakshar Brahm. He provides knowledge of his level and in the end leaves an option to ask information about that. Allah Ho Akbar means about Paramakshar Brahm from a Bakhabar, that is from an enlightened saint. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 4, verse number 34, the knowledge giver of Gita says, this is actually a combination of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 4, verse number 32 and 34, that the Almighty Himself narrates the correct way of worship from His mouth, meets good souls, and that knowledge is true spiritual knowledge. It's said in Gita chapter number 4, verse number 34, O Arjun, that correct spiritual knowledge which Supreme God the Almighty narrates from His mouth, you go and understand it by going to enlightened saints, by prostrating to them, by leaving cunningness and politely questioning them. Those enlightened saints will preach you the correct spiritual knowledge. Similarly, Yajurved chapter number 40 verse number 10 clarifies that some call God to be Sambhavat. Sambhavat means the one who is born. Most people believe him to be like Sri Ram and Sri Krishna. Others call him Asambhavat, means he never takes birth, he never comes here. So how is that God? Ask about his information from Dhiranam, the enlightened saints. And Quran Sharif, Surat Furqani 25, verse number 52 to 59 clarifies Allah's name is Kabir, means the great God. Ask his information from some enlightened saint, and he is same who created the entire universe in 6 days and sat on the throne on the 7th day. So with this, it's proved that all these 3 holy books, these 3 pious holy scriptures, pious Quran Sharif, pious Srimad Bhagavad Gita, pious Veda, none have that complete spiritual knowledge. Had the complete spiritual knowledge been there, then it shouldn't have been mentioned that ask about that actual knowledge, correct spiritual knowledge about complete God from some Bakhabar. Bakhabar means an enlightened saint. All these 3 holy scriptures hold incomplete knowledge. Quran Sharif, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and these 4 Vedas. If that knowledge was there, he would have spoken one more surat, one more chapter, but he is unaware about that correct spiritual knowledge. The knowledge giver of all these 3 holy scriptures is this Kal. This is devil. He is not Allah Ta'ala. He is not complete God. He is advising to ask information about that complete God from someone else. That is Allah Ta'ala. He is complete God. So pious souls, that Allah Ta'ala himself comes and gives that correct knowledge. He is all powerful. He is complete God. So pious souls, the place at which we are living is not good. This is God Kal's region. He doesn't wish that people here know about that complete God. Therefore, he leaves an option to ask about him from an enlightened saint, from a Tattvadarshi saint. He blows his own trumpet by giving knowledge of his level via these holy scriptures, by sending his saints to a lot of places. People become satisfied with these holy scriptures which have been given by Kal, Brahm or devil. Consider them as complete and accept that knowledge. And God, that complete God, that Paramakshar Brahm, who is God Kabir, Allah Kabir himself, comes and gives this true knowledge to his dear souls. And what does he say? चारों युग में मेरे संत पुकारे, कूक कहा हम हेल रे, हीरे माणिक मोती बरसे, ये जग चुगता ढेल रे. God says he comes in all 4 eras, meets good souls, he imparts knowledge, makes them aware about correct spiritual knowledge and with his actual place and about his form. Then those saints familiar with me praise my glory, tell actual way of worship to seekers, but prior to this God Kal, this Brahm, feeds wrong knowledge to every human being, fills them up. When God comes or saints familiar to God come, then because of wrong knowledge fed to them, they oppose God. They do not listen to the actual knowledge given by God and continue with worship that cannot provide them salvation. Therefore, God says, चारों युग में मेरे संत पुकारे, कू कहा हम हेल रे, हीरे माणिक मोती बरसे, ये जग चुगता ढेल रे. Kabir Sahib tells that Allahu Akbar tells that precious knowledge and the way of worship to attain complete salvation, which is like rain of diamond and pearl, but these innocent souls do not listen to our true knowledge, do not agree, do not accept it, and continue with same worship, which cannot give them any benefits, it cannot relieve them from the sufferings of birth and death, cannot destroy their destiny sins. Suffering is due to the sins. Those religious practices cannot destroy their sins, means they have accumulated stones and pebbles. Those who do not worship according to holy scriptures, do not worship capable God, rather do some other worship, are accumulating dirt, means accumulating stones and pebbles, but the correct worship is like diamonds, precious stones, and gems. What is he trying to say? चारों युग में मेरे संत पुकारे और कूक कहा हम हेल रे. I tried to tell loudly at various places that हीरे मोती माणिक बरसें ये जग चुगता ढेल रे. These innocent souls, unaware of diamonds and gems, are carrying these stones and pebbles, considering them precious. Further, he says that पर भी लेन जात है दुनिया हमरा ज्ञान कीन्हे ना सुनिया. So pious souls, that God is very kind. He is merciful. The knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and the knowledge giver of the Vedas is not complete God. He cannot do mercy. He cannot change anyone's destiny. If one has done good deeds, he will get happiness. And if one is to get trouble due to sinful deeds, he will surely get it. He cannot change it. Only complete God can change it, who is called Allah Ta'ala, omnipotent God, powerful God. Vedas and Gita call him Paramakshar Brahma, complete God, the supreme God, and in saints' language he is called Satpurush. In Quran Sharif's language he is called Allahu Akbar, Allah Ta'ala. So, he is capable God. He can change our destiny. If some harm is destined for us, if our son or daughter is to die, or maybe our sacrament is of death or illness, then that complete God removes that hardship. He doesn't let grief strike us. Pious souls, Kabir God has come and told us that Allahu Akbar, complete God, has told us that you are all my children. Kal, devil, has misled all of you by giving wrong knowledge. Accept my knowledge. Trust my saints who met me, whom I took to Satlok, eternal place, and then left them back. Those are my supreme saints. Trust their words. Who all are they? Respected Dharamdas Ji from Bandhavgarh, respected Malukdas Sahib Ji, respected Nanak Sahib Ji, respected Dadu Sahib Ji, respected Garibdas Sahib Ji from Churani village, Jhajjar, Haryana, respected Ghisadas Sahib Ji from Khekra village, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, respected Swami Ramanand Ji, who was a great man in Kashi. God met him. So these great men saw God's eternal place, about which it's told in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 18, verse number 62, Arjun, with all sincerity take refuge of that God, with whose blessings you will attain eternal peace and everlasting place. You will achieve Shashwat place. Shashwat means eternal, everlasting. Gita, chapter number 15, verse number 1 to 4, tells the identity of an enlightened saint. Once you meet the enlightened saint, then search for that ultimate abode of God, a place from where the seeker never returns to this world. They are never born again. To give information about that place, God Himself comes, that Allahu Akbar. Allah Kabir Paramakshar Brahm, He Himself came and gave information about that place. He took those great men there to that eternal place. In saints' language, we call it Satlok. Satlok means eternal place, and after taking them, He brought them back. Those great men told about the state of God. How is God? How is that region? How is that place? Those people told everything as they saw and narrated in their immortal speech, gave affidavit. Now, what does God tell? जो जन मेरी शरण है, ताका हूँ मैं दास, गेल गेल लग गया फिरूं, जब तक धरती आकाश. God says that if a creature takes my refuge, I will remain with him till the doomsday, as long as the earth and the sky will remain. I will take them along, will meet them often. So, pious souls, God is our well-wisher. He is kind to us. He is merciful. He can destroy our miseries. He only destroys our sins. What is told? That complete God comes and tells about His own self. And those great men who saw that Almighty in Satlok, the eternal place, they gave knowledge about it in their immortal speech, which is told to you several times. Pious souls, to attain God, to attain complete salvation, first we need to make a guru. We need to acquire a guru. It is said by God Himself in Suksham Ved, that is narrated from His holy mouth about His own self, that complete God. Allah Ta'ala, complete God, Paramakshar Brahma Himself, imparts knowledge that is called Suksham Ved, also correct spiritual knowledge. In that correct spiritual knowledge, it is said, Guru bin mala pherte, Guru bin dete daan, Guru bin dono nishphal hain, chahe pucho Ved Puran. And then the Guru should be complete, no benefit from these fake Gurus. The Guru should be complete, he should be enlightened. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 15, verse number 1, complete information of an enlightened saint, that is of a complete Guru, is given. This world is like an upside down hanging tree, with roots above and branches down, that represent three qualities or powers. This is just an indication. The roots are above and branches below. This represents the world, which is an upside down hanging tree, and the saint who can explain all its parts is an enlightened saint. That is, he knows complete creation of the world. Means he is fully aware about the creation of the universe. He is an enlightened saint. about this upside down hanging world like trees mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 15, verse 1 to 4. I will show you. Bring it face to face. Look, consider this as the upside down hanging world like peepal tree, like this. This is upside down hanging world like tree. These are the roots. This is the trunk. This is a big branch, and these are 3 branches. There are a lot more big branches like this of a tree. So this is visible portion above the ground is called tree, and the part hidden in the ground are the roots. The visible part is called a tree. So the upside down hanging world like tree, this is the trunk, this is the big branch, and these are 3 branches. Kabir, God himself, came and narrated in Suksham Ved, that is, God himself gave correct spiritual knowledge that Akshar Purush ek पेड़ है, निरंजन वाकीदार, call him devil or निरंजन, तीनों देव शाखा हैं, पात रूप संसार. God himself has told in Suksham Ved that Akshar Purush is a tree. This visible portion which is above the ground is tree. This is trunk, consider trunk as Akshar Purush. The branch above this is Akshar Purush, devil. Akshar Purush एक पेड़ है, Akshar Purush वाकीदार. तीनों देवा शाखा हैं, रजगुण ब्रह्मा जी, सतगुण विष्णु जी, and तमगुण शिव जी. And this is Pat Roop Sansar. And these smaller twigs, consider them to be smaller deities, and us as the leaves. And these roots are Param Akshar Brahm. This is complete God. This is Allah Ta'ala. He is called Allah Ta'ala, complete God. Who is He? This is Purn Brahm, Kabir Sahib, Param Akshar Brahm. He is God, that complete God. Param Akshar Brahm. Akshar Purush is the trunk, Akshar Purush is the thick branch, and these 3 deities are smaller branches, and we are leaves. Now I will make Bhagavad Gita face to face with you, pious souls, pious Srimad Bhagavad Gita, pious Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved, and Athar Ved are the holy scriptures for whole humanity. You think about any book which has provision to eat flesh can never be God-given spiritual knowledge. Even a child can tell this. Nowhere it is mentioned in pious 4 Vedas, pious Srimad Bhagavad Gita, to eat flesh. And this is for whole of humanity. Any holy scripture is not specific to a particular duration or for any caste or people or a group or for a particular community. We make communities later, like when these pious Vedas, pious Gita were narrated, there was no other religion except Sanatan Dharma. When God comes in all 4 eras, He makes us aware about Adi Sanatan Dharma. Adi Sanatan. Apart from Adi Sanatan, another Sanatan Dharma develops, which was later called Hindu. Later, from Sanatan Dharma itself emerged Baba Adam. After him, it was Musa, Allah is Salam, Hazrat Musa ji, Hazrat Daud ji, Hazrat Ibrahim ji, Hazrat Isa ji, Hazrat Muhammad ji, all have originated from Baba Adam. They are his descendants, his children. Look, biography of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muhammad Inayatullah Subhani. See, this is Inayatullah Subhani, translated by Naseem Ghazi Falahi, Markazi Maktaba, Islami Publishers, Islami Publishers, New Delhi 110025, Jeevni Hazrat Muhammad, Hindi, Islami Literature Trust, publication number 81, Sarvadhikar Prakash Kadhin, name of original book Muhammad Arbi Urdu, publisher is Markazi Maktaba Publishers. D 307 Dawat Nagar, Abdul Fazal Enclave, Jamia Nagar, New Delhi. These are fax and phone numbers, and the printer is HS Offset Printers, New Delhi 2. Look, we are reading at page number 307. Dear Prophet Salal, while delivering speech, also told how should Muslims live together. Here it is said that people, your God is one, your Father is one, you all are sons of Adam, and Adam is made of mud. Amongst you all, he is most dear to God, who is most scared of God. And who was Baba Adam? He was Rishabh Dev Ji. Rishabh Dev Ji, who is considered to be the founder of Jain religion. Now, pious souls, to understand the spiritual knowledge, we need not beat our own drums, it's been enough. We need to take along all our holy books, the history of all great people. Now I will show you the history of Jain religion. Look, this book is Aao Jain Dharm Ko Jane. This is the book. Writer is Praveen Chandra Jain, M.A. Shastri. This is the book Aao Jain Dharm Ko Jane. Writer is Praveen Chandra Jain, M.A. Shastri, Jambudweep Shastri. Hastinapur, publisher is Srimati Sunita Jain, Jambudweep, Hastinapur, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. This is published from here, all this. Place of receipt, Sanjay Kumar Vijay Kumar Jain of Kanpur, Jambudweep, Hastinapur, Meerut, Jain Sahitya Sadan, Chandni Chowk, Delhi. Rajkumar Jain, Kamlabai Ashram, Mahavir GT Jain Mandir, all this. Published from Jambudweep, Hastinapur, Dhirendra Jain. New Rishabh Offset Printers, published from Meerut. I will take you on page number 154. Aao Jain Dharm Ko Jane. What they have told. God, Sri Adinath, means Rishabh Dev. What is God Adinath considered in Islam? The answer is Baba Adam. Rishabh Dev Ji, the founder of Jain religion, appeared in the form of Baba Adam after death. Our destiny is all mingled. Later we all divided, and this Kal God divided us. He gave all the different knowledge up to his level, and by sending his angels and messengers at various places by giving different knowledge, he created immense misconception, which is against Vedas, against Suksham Ved. I will show in Srimad Bhagavad Gita the identity of an enlightened saint. Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It's translated by Jayadayal Goenka, published from Gita Press, Gorakhpur. At Panchadasho Adhyay. This is chapter number 15, first verse. Here it is said, Urdhav Moolam Adhay Shakham Ashvatham Prahu Avyayam Chandasi Yasya Paranani yatam ved sah vedvit. The meaning of this is Urdhav means upside, Mool means roots, Adha means down, Shakham means having branches, Ashwatham means people tree, Prahu means it's called, Avyayam means immortal. Chandasi yasya paranani means its divisions like leaves and branches etc. Yatam ved, those which are hidden in darkness of ignorance, knows about that world like trees. Vedvit, one who knows the essence of Vedas, is an enlightened saint. Now see their translation. They made meaning of Urdhav Moolam, Adi Purush, Supreme God, Mool wale, they should have said Adi Purush, Supreme God is the originator. Urdhav means upside. Adhay means down. They made a mistake here. Brahmaroop with main branch, jise, they made it wrong. They were foolish. Look, in second verse, along with this, Adhay is mentioned twice. Adhay, Adhay. They have translated here on next page. Adhay means down. Adhay means down. Adhay means down. Urdhav means upside. Now look here. We are again at verse number 1. Chapter number 15, first verse. Urdhav Moolam. Urdhav Moolam Adha Shakham. They should have said upside is the root. Mool means root. Consider upside are roots, Supreme God, and Adha Shakham, branches downwards. They call the world like people tree as immortal. Ved they call Chand. No, it's not. This below branch and the division in form of leaves. Chand means division, that is its parts. They are called leaves. One who is familiar with the origin of that tree, like world, who will explain from roots to leaves. Ved means who knows. Sah Vedvit. Sah means he. Vedvit means who knows the meaning of Vedas. Means he is the enlightened saint. He who can explain all divisions of the upside down hanging world like tree, Sah Vedvit. He is an enlightened saint. Now God himself comes, Rigved Mandal number 9, Sukt number 86, verse number 26-27, Rigved Mandal number 9, Sukt number 82, verse 1-3. Rigved Mandal number 9, Sukt number 54, verse number 3, and Rigved Mandal number 9, Sukt number 96, verse number 16 to 20. Rigved Mandal number 9, Sukt number 94, verse 1. Rigved Mandal number 9, Sukt 95, verse 2. Rigved Mandal number 9, Sukt number 20, verse number 1. Rigved Mandal number 9, Sukt 1, verse number 8 and 9. And a lot of other places, it's clarified that Sachidanand Ghan Brahm means the complete God Allahu Akbar resides in topmost region, above all the regions, in that ultimate abode. Arsh Karsh par Alh Takht hai. He resides in ultimate abode. He is visible like the humans. He is in the form of human beings. He descends from there with speed, whole bodily, just like the humans. He comes and explains his correct knowledge to his virtuous souls, so that Allahu Akbar, that great God, that omnipotent Lord, that Paramakshar Brahm himself had to tell about his own creation of the universe. How can anyone else know about his creation? So he has said, अक्षर पुरुष एक पेड़ है, शर पुरुष वाकी डार, और तीनों देवा शाखा हैं, ये पात रूप संसार. Now, God gave that knowledge to this servant because it was his order when that Lord came with body and left in body. Neither was he born, nor did he die. He came in body and left in same. Who was he? In Kashi, UP, India, that Allahu Akbar, he worked as a weaver. God stayed there. He narrated his information all by himself, spoke the actual knowledge by his own self, which is scripted in the speech of Satchidanand Ghan Brahm and those great men whom God took up there and then left them down. They also narrated as it is, as given by the Lord in their immortal words. So, what is clear from this? Those roots are above. Upward root is the originator, and below branches are three qualities. Powers is the upside down hanging tree like world, and the saint who can explain all its divisions from roots to leaves. Who is root? God. Consider Mool as supreme God. Gita chapter number 15, verse number 16 and 17 give information about three gods, about three Purush. Purush means God. One is Kshar Purush, second is Akshar Purush, third is Paramakshar Purush. Or call him Paramakshar Brahm. First is Kshar Purush or Kshar Brahm, second is Akshar Purush or Akshar Brahm, third is Paramakshar Purush or call him Paramakshar Brahm. Call him Allah Ta'ala or call him Allahu Akbar, call him Paramakshar Brahm or call him Sat Purush, call him the immortal God. All are synonyms of that one God. Kshar Purush or Kshar Brahm and Jyot Swarupi Niranjan are synonyms of this Kal, the devil. Parbrahm and Akshar Purush are the synonyms of this Akshar Purush, second, the owner of 700 quadrillion universes, pious souls. Kshar Purush, call him Kshar Purush or call him Kshar Brahm. Kal or Satan, he has 21 universes, and all creatures of these 21 universes always remain in the cycle of birth and death, which will never finish, following the way which that complete God has told, has given his information. By that worship, this cycle of birth and death will end. So Kshar Purush is the Lord of these 21 universes, and Akshar Purush is the Lord of 700 quadrillion universes, Neel Padam Shank. He is the Lord of 700 quadrillion universes, the owner. He is not the complete God, not Allah Ta'ala. Neither this Kshar Purush, that is Brahm, is Allah Ta'ala. That Paramakshar Brahm, who is the Lord of infinite universes, who is superior Lord to this Akshar Purush and to this Kshar Purush, this Brahm as well. He is the overall controller. He is the great God. He is the Allahu Akbar. He is Paramakshar Brahm. Call him Akal Murat, Shabad, Swarupi Ram, Satpurush, or the Almighty God. Call him the complete God. He is God who stayed in Kashi, Banaras, UP, India for 120 years. He came in a body as an infant. He appeared on a lotus flower. From there, a childless weaver couple named Niru Nima took him. Gradually, he grew there and gave correct knowledge. That was the true knowledge. His immortal narration from his holy mouth was written in the words of Satchidanand Ghan Brahm by Dharamdas ji, and that knowledge is available with this servant today. Apart from this, in Kabir Sagar, in Kabir Vani, Almighty has said, I deceived this Kal, devil, by giving lot of knowledge but kept the core knowledge hidden. The Almighty gave that core knowledge to this servant. Kabir Sahib Ji says, 33 Arab Gyan Hum Bakha, और मूल ज्ञान हमने गुप्त ही रखा। And told धर्मदास जी, मूल ज्ञान तुम तब तक छुपाई जब तक द्वादश पंथ न मिट जाई. So, the core knowledge, which the Almighty kept secret even after speaking 33 billion verses, He gave it to this servant. So, Kabir God gave that complete spiritual knowledge to this servant. Because whatever knowledge the Almighty gave to those great men, gave through speeches, proverbs, and verses, it was told in such secret words which was difficult for a common person to understand, therefore that remained a secret, a mystery. Now this servant is blessed the deep mysteries of those holy scriptures, like the verses in Veda, verses in Gita Ji, and verses in Quran Sharif, except this servant are neither understood by Muslims nor by Hindus of Sanatan Dharma. It's neither understood by Acharya Shankaracharya, saints, gurus, nor the verses of Quran Sharif are understood by these mullahs and qazis. This servant is blessed. This servant understood these holy scriptures properly and has put in front of you. Now this upside down hanging tree like world, its detail is in chapter number 15. The concept will be clear in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 15, verse number 16 and 17. Look, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verse number 16. This is chapter number 15. Here is its translation. Look at this verse, see Sanskrit here, you will then understand properly. Divau imau purushau loke. There are two Purush. In this region, two gods. One is Kshar Purush and other is Akshar Purush. We will put this Purush at both places, Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush. Kshar means mortal and Akshar means immortal. Sarvani, Bhutani, Kutastha Aksharaha, Uchate. This means in this region, in this earth, which is subject to destruction in Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush's region. Here there are two gods in this region. Similarly, all creatures in Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush's region. Bhutani means creatures, all are destructible, but soul is indestructible. It's understood already. Even of a donkey, here they have translated. See, in this world, Kshar means mortal and Akshar means immortal. Two Purush means God have been told. Body of all creatures is destructible and soul is immortal. Here it is said, Uttam Purush tu Anya. Uttam Purush tu Anya. Paramatma iti udharataha. That great God is other than these two, Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush. Uttam Purush tu Anya. Paramatma iti udharataha. Yah Loktrayam. Who enters in all three regions, Avishya Vibharti. Avyaya Ishwaraha, who nurtures everyone by entering in all three regions. He is the actual immortal God, pious souls. This Kshar Purush, it is simply understood, he is mortal. Why is Akshar Purush called immortal? Immortal Purush means he will not be destroyed, but to define him, to defeat him, to fail him. Further, it is said, Uttam Purush tu Anya. Apart from these two, there is Purushottam, means great God, who is called God and nurtures everyone by entering in all three regions. He is the actual immortal God. Now look, this is upside down hanging tree like world. He is Paramakshar Purush. Uttam Purush tu Anya, he is this Uttam Purush tu Anya, and he has three regions. This part is hidden or secret. These regions are of Akshar Purush. This is Kshar Purush's region. Next is the arrangement of Kshar Purush. So this is Akshar Purush, this is Kshar Purush, and these are three qualities or powers like branches. These are gods, lords, quite further below. Now, from where does a plant gets nourishment? From where is it sustained? It's from the roots. So, root is the Paramakshar Brahma, Uttam Purushtu Anya. He is that God, Urdhav Moolam Adhay Shakham, with branches below. This is tree-like world. Now the giver of the knowledge of Gita didn't tell anything further. Upside is the root and below are three branches. Now God told Akshar Purush is a tree. Akshar Purush is the trunk and Akshar Purush Vakidar. और तीनों देवा शाखा हैं पात रूप संसार, but he is hidden. This servant has been sent to explain who is he. God knew it all, but he himself will say, then no one will believe. A mediator is required. So this servant is a mediator between you and God to make you understand God. Pious souls, first I will tell you the definition of God. Definition of God. Prabhu means Lord. God, now a God of his level, Allah of his level, has powers of his level. Like a tehsildar is also called a sahib, and SDM is also called sahib, sub-divisional magistrate, and deputy commissioner DC is also called sahib. Also, the commissioner is also called sahib. Minister of one state is also called sahib. Also, the chief minister, who is the head of the state, is also called sahib, and the minister of center are also called sahib. Also, prime minister is also called sahib. The president is also called sahib. The prime minister is also called sahib. They are all Prabhu. They are all Khuda. All these are gods of their level. Their powers cannot be ignored, but their controller is one. The president and then the prime minister. The overall controller is the president, but his working representative is the prime minister, is the overall controller, is the representative of the president in India. So assume same is the condition of this world. It's like this.
Viewers, you just heard the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. And now, let's hear the views of Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik.
So, first is bring faith in God. We will assess it. What is the concept about God in Hindu religion? When we ask a common Hindu in how many gods do you believe? Few would say 3. Few would say 10. Few would say 100. Few would say 1,000. Few would say 33 million. But when we ask a Hindu priest who is well aware about Hindu scriptures, that Hindu will say that Hindus should only believe in one God, and only one God should be worshipped. But a common Hindu believes in one philosophy, which is called pantheism. Pantheism means usually ordinary Hindus believe that everything is God. Trees are God, humans are God, sun is God, moon is God, snake is God. We Muslims believe everything is of God. Trees of God, human being is of God, sun is of God, moon is of God, snake is of God. The important difference Hindus and Muslims is ordinary Hindus say everything is God. We Muslims say everything is of God. There is one important difference of. If we will remove the difference of, then Hindus and Muslims will unite.
Viewers, you just heard the views of Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik. And now, let's hear the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
Like there are 500 seats in Member of Parliament of India, they all are called MP Sahib, Member of Parliament, and every state separately has MLA seats. They are called MLA Sahib. So they are all Sahibs. But all these Sahibs have one controller. They all are of that one Sahib. They themselves are all Sahibs, and they all are of that one Sahib, one God, who is the Prime Minister. They are also Sahibs at their level, like if one had to get registration done. He may have relations with anyone, but his work will be done only by the sub collector. So for him, that sub collector is Sahib. The work will be done by him only. He needs to give a letter of request to him. So these who have incomplete knowledge say we do not engage with anyone except one Khuda, one God, one Allah. Look, getting engaged is one thing, but worshipping is something else. Like a virtuous woman worships her husband but respects everyone, like elder brother in law as elder brother, elder sister in law as elder sister, younger brother in law as younger brother, younger sister in law as younger sister, sister in law as her sister. She respects all her family members reasonably. She doesn't worship them but respects them, greets all with namaskar. Till she stays in a joint family, that loyal wife, she lives lovingly, reasonably respects all, but when they get separated, she takes all her belongings, whatever is their share, to her husband's house. Whatever comes in her share, she doesn't mind and doesn't keep faith in anyone because she used to worship the husband. So when she got separated, she left with him whom she used to worship. But until she was in the joint family, it was her duty to stay nicely with all, should reasonably respect elders and young ones, so she is called a good lady. But if that same virtuous woman, same girl, doesn't speak well with anyone except her husband, neither with mother in law, nor with sister in law, elder brother in law, sister in law, father in law, then she is quarrelsome lady. Daily arguments and causes, split in the house. There can never be peace in that family. So those who say we do not bow to anyone except Supreme God are mistaken. Namaskar is not worship. This means to show respect to elders and young ones, greet them respectfully. It is not worship. Worshipping is from the soul for those whom you love. Rest all our activities which we must do, like if we need water, to get water, we worship water. And where is water? It is underground. To get water from earth, water is sacred for us, but to get that, whatever process we use and whichever equipment we use, we do not worship them. We perform activities with them in order to get what we worship. So, whatever we practice, bowing, prostrating, charity, doing prayers in the morning, afternoon, and evening, call it Nitya Niyam or Namaz, or call it spiritual practice or knowledge practice, it's all the same. Then, chanting mantras, the correct ones as told, all this is procedure to get the Almighty, to get that Allahu Akbar, means to attain that complete God and to go to the eternal place where the creature remains always happy. So for that, our sacred is Allahu Akbar, and rest all to achieve that, like to get water, boring pipe is inserted in the ground, then hand pump is lowered and fitted, its worship is done. We move it like this, then we get that the thing for which we performed all these activities. Similarly, our sacred God is Kabir Dev, Kabir Allah, and to achieve that place where there is no sorrow, to go there we need to do all these activities. To bow in respect is not worship, and without greeting, arrogance doesn't go. God can never be achieved by an arrogant person. आधीनी के पास हैं पूर्ण ब्रह्म दयाल, मान बड़ाई मारियो बेअदबी सरकार. So today, this servant is trying to make clear, like there is a state and there is a chief minister and he has other ministers. So this Brahm, Kshar Purush, plays the role of the chief minister of one state who gave knowledge of Quran Sharif, who gave knowledge of Bible, who gave knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, who gave knowledge of all four Vedas, Rig Ved, Yajurved, Samved, Atharved. He plays the role of one chief minister in one universe. He has three sons, Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu, Tamgun Shivji. They are his ministers of three departments. Apart from them, under them, there are a lot of other deities like Varun, god of water, the sun god who is in charge of all light sources. Like there is an electricity department, its minister is called the power minister. He is not the powerhouse, he is not the root, he is a person, a movable minister. He is the controller of that electricity department. Similarly, there is an irrigation minister, means the minister of irrigation canals. He is not a canal. Similarly, there is sun god. Sun is a deity. You see the fire ball, you see the sun. There are lots of suns in this solar system, and he is in charge of all these light sources. He is a separate minister. Like there are earths, they also have one deity for all earths, goddess Earth. She is the controller of all these planets, all these come under her. So they are all gods, they are all lords, they are sahib of their departments, they are God, Allah, they are all God. But their overall controller, God, who is the Lord of infinite universes, he is Allah Ta'ala. Therefore, he is called Allah Ta'ala. Allahu Akbar, the great God. It means there are smaller gods as well, smaller lords. That is why he is called bigger. Otherwise, there was no need to call him bigger. Had there been no other gods, if there were no other gods or lords, then what was the need to call him big? What is the need to call him Kabir, like Muslim brother believe him to be big? So Allahu Akbar means the great God, bigger Allah means there are smaller Allah as well. Smaller gods also, smaller lord of their respective area. This is defined to you, nothing else to say. Now I will show you the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, the knowledge giver of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and the knowledge giver of four Vedas. The fifth Veda is the Suksham Ved, which has the correct spiritual knowledge. It is given by complete God. By that complete God, he spoke himself with his holy mouth, which is available with this servant, based on which I was able to understand this whole knowledge, otherwise it was all upside down. So how much of a God he is, the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, the knowledge giver of Bible. Bible contains three holy books bounded together. Number 1, Turat. Number 2, Zabur. And number 3, Injil. Collection of all these three is called Bible. So its knowledge giver is also this Brahm. The knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is also this Brahm. The giver of the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is also Brahm, and the giver of knowledge of four Vedas is also this Brahm. And Almighty Supreme God came and gave this complete knowledge which has the overall knowledge. और ज्ञान सब ज्ञान री, कबीर ज्ञान सो ज्ञान, जैसे गोला तोपे का अब करते चले मैदान.
Viewers, let's know the experiences of those devotees who have taken initiation from Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj and are following his way of worship.
Hello, sir.
Sat Sahib,
What is your name?
Pradeep Das.
Where have you come from?
I am from Tehsil Pehwa, Zilla Kurukshetra.
And what do you do?
I have a laboratory. I am a lab technician. I am associated with medical line. My laboratory is in Pehwa with the name of Bharat Laboratory.
Since when are you in refuge of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj?
Saint Rampal ji blessed me on 11th May 2008. But my family was already in the refuge of Saint Rampal ji Maharaj since 2006. But when my family took refuge of Saint Rampal ji Maharaj, after some time the Krontha incident took place. You might be aware of our Krontha ashram. At that time, I had not taken initiation, but my family had taken. Out of ignorance, I made fun of them, but today I cry remembering all that I did a blunder. But in my house, God Saint Rampalji Maharaj's lamp used to be lit, morning, afternoon and evening prayers used to be played, also his sermons. My younger brothers and sisters had taken initiation prior to me, so I used to mock at them. They are 7 to 8 years younger to me. But when I heard that they remembered half an hour long prayer, I used to feel good. They used to tell me the miracles Sadguru Dev had done, our Guruji has done. I used to wonder about these kids because I can't even think that how useless of a fellow I was, and my brothers and sisters were talking such things. So I used to be amazed that there is definitely something, and hence my family members say they have taken initiation from there, and it's excellent. Meanwhile, due to these fake saints and gurus, Haryana government kept our Guruji in Rohtak jail for almost 2 years, and we used to wait when will Gurudev come and when will we get initiated, but it could not happen for 2 years. So my wife, who is also Gurudev's disciple, she mostly remained ill. After marriage only she used to be very sick. No other worship used to happen at my home, nor we had taken initiation. So she used to tell my mother that either arrange for us to get initiated, else we'll do some other worship. My mother said she won't tell her to do other worship and told you will get initiated only after Guruji will come. So my father discussed with few other devotees and explained about his daughter-in-law's health issues. They told, don't worry, we will pray to Gurudev, and through some devotee we sent our prayers to Guruji. Gurudev ji said, tell them to start lighting lamp and prostrating, and when Guruji will come out, then you will get initiated. We started prostrating, doing Dandavat Pranam. We saw then, believe me, I am telling you the truth. Trust my words, with medicines worth 6 to 7,000 rupees per month, the illness was not cured. But it was cured by a tablet worth 10 rupees, which was actually taken for some other illness, and that 10 rupees tablet cured that illness for us. So I became completely sure that only God can do this, even when we had not taken initiation. So after taking initiation, what all comforts would be there in our family. So on 11th May 2008, we took initiation after 10-12 days of Gurudev returning. The three who were left in the family, all three of us took initiation. So at that time, I used to feel that it was not possible for me to come to ashram so often because we were going to come once in a month. But God blessed me and Gurudev calls me every week, and I really feel glad. It's a pleasure coming here in ashram. Once we were going from ashram in the car, after listening the discourses, there is a village called Gumthala, 6 kilometers from Pehwa. So there, I was driving near the bus stand and I did not notice that a trolley full of husk had flipped on road ahead. I saw it and I thought half the road was clear to move. I thought it's okay, never mind. So I thought I'll use the half of the open road and so let it be there. I took it casually and did not slow the speed of the car. As I was moving ahead, a Santro car was coming from the opposite side, which stopped just near that trolley. I thought by the time I will reach, he will move his car and I will take a cut around and pass. But that car driver stopped the car just near the trolley. On the half road was the trolley and other half was the car. Road was completely blocked. Noticing there is no space for me to move, I braked, but the brakes failed. I was stunned. Whole family was sitting in the car. I could not say anything. I just closed my eyes. After approximately 10-12 seconds, when I opened my eyes, I noticed my car had crossed beyond both that car and the trolley, and no one was injured, and my car had stopped itself. So my family members asked me to drive safely. How are you driving? And I told them the brakes of the car have failed and they got shocked. All devotees sitting in the car said, how did the brakes fail? I told them God has saved us all today. If you step on the ground today, do remember that Sadguru Rampalji Maharaj has saved our lives. Otherwise, there could have been a great tragedy and no one in the family, all seven of us, would not have been alive. There are a lot of other comforts which God has given to our family, like material worth rupees 4500. You won't believe, media anyways does not believe, but I want to tell you that you need to wake up, because Saint Rampalji Maharaj has descended to save whole world and you should also cooperate. Material worth rupees 4500. Our household ration lasted for 8 months. In so much inflation, it's hard to believe. Even I'm surprised, because from the shop from where I had purchased the groceries, I meet that shopkeeper regularly and he asks me, brother, you do not purchase groceries. Are you buying from somewhere else? So I told him that our material has still not finished. We do not need more. God has made us so prosperous that we can't even think that except Saint Rampalji Maharaj, someone else can give us so much comfort.
Thank you so much.
Sat Sai.
Viewers, let's proceed with the program and know the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Saint Rampalji Maharaj.
Now I will show you how much of a God he is, whom Muslim brothers consider as their Allah Ta'ala, who gave knowledge of Quran Sharif. They consider him as their God, and mistakenly they also call him Allahu Akbar, whereas Surat Furqani in Quran Sharif, Surat Furqani 25, verse number 52 to 59, the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, whom Muslim brothers consider as their Allah, he himself is saying that he is Kabir, that Allah is great, who created the universe in 6 days, and on the 7th day he sat on the throne. Ask for his knowledge from an enlightened saint. Now look, pious Quran Sharif, I will show you pious Quran Sharif. This is Mutarjan Barhashia. This is classical Arabic manual in Nagari script, and then translator is Nand Kumar Avasthi. Sherwani edition. From where can we get this? What is written in this is that inspiring Ilami book which has no scope of doubt. Whatever is written here is final. There is no objection to it. Classical Arabic manual in Nagari script. From where is it published? Published is Lucknow Book House, Mausam Bagh, Sitapur Road, Lucknow. See, this is 17th edition, 2008 year, and total pages are 1024. Printer is Gospel Press, Lucknow. Look here. This is Surat Furqan. This is Quran Sharif. Quran Sharif, this is Surat Furqan 25. And on its page number 605, we will read from below from verse number 52. Meaning of Furqan, which we saw in dictionary, is a measuring scale. Within brackets, it's written in between falsehood and truth. Means this is a reference, a scale for checking truth and falsehood. So, the summary of the Quran Sharif is the measuring scale to decide between truth and falsehood. So, we will read what is written here. Look at Surat Furqan 25, page number 605. Come down, the verse 51 ends here and 52nd starts. Fala tutiyal kafiran ve jahidum bihi jihadan kabiran. It is clearly written Kabiran. Call it Kabir or Kabira or Kabiran. We will further conclude. This will be clear from pious Quran Majid. Now, I will show you pious Quran Majid. This is published from here. It was shown earlier to you as well. It's the same. Here is its complete information from where it is published, who is its translator. We come to the same Surat Furqan 25 in Quran Majid on page number 576 of this publication. We come down here. 51st verse finishes here. Neither a line is changed nor the words, just a little difference in writing. Fala tutiyal kafiran ve jahidum bihi jihadan kabira. Call it Kabir or call it Kabira or call it Kabiran. Call it Khabira or call it Khabiran. So it is clear this is Kabira. And 52nd verse is translated here. Do not agree to the non-believers, infidels, and according to the order of Quran, face them with great force. Now they translated Kabir as big. Okay, now again we will take Quran Sharif. This is pious Quran Sharif. Look here. From the other, we were to conclude Kabir or Kabira or Kabiran. We took Quran Sharif again, Surat Furqani 25 and page number 604. Come down. This is verse number 52. 51st verse finishes here and 52nd starts. Fala tutiyal kafiran ve jahidum bihi jihadan kabiran. Its translation is done right in front and the translator is also some Muslim brother. O Prophet, the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is speaking. O Prophet, do not agree to non-believers, infidels, and according to the evidence of Quran Sharif, face them with great force. Now see, jihad doesn't mean to fight. They have translated it perfectly. Face them hard with great force, struggle against them, but do not agree to them. So the purpose of this verse is the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is sending a message through Jabreel God to Hazrat Muhammad ji or by some other way as it is. He is saying, do not agree to these infidels. These infidels worship other than Allah, who can neither provide them gains nor can harm them. If they do not worship that Allah Kabir means great God, they call it great. So we will also consider as great today. They do not worship that great God, that is complete God. These infidels do not worship that great God, so you do not agree to them. Simple, if they do not listen to you, you shouldn't agree with them. Do not join them and struggle with them. For him, no matter whatever trouble you might have to face, Hazrat Muhammad ji did the same. This is what it means. Now we will see now what is told. Look, So, O Prophet, do not agree to disbelievers, infidels, and with the evidence of this Quran Sharif, face them hard. This is absolutely correct. They made the meaning of Kabir as great. Okay. The knowledge giver of Quran Sharif also clarifies that this Kabir is Allah, He is same who created the universe in 6 days and sat on the throne on the 7th day, went and sat. This will prove to you that the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is glorifying some other great God to Hazrat Muhammad ji. With this, it will be proved that the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is not Allahu Akbar. See, we are reading on page number 607. We read Surat Furqan 25, verse number 52. Now we will read verse 53. And He is one who moved two rivers. Water of one is sweet to quench thirst, and of other is salty, bitter, and made a strong blockade, stoppage between both. We read 53, now 54. And He is the one who made man with a drop of water and made him someone's son or daughter or in-law, means someone's son-in-law, daughter-in-law, and your Lord is powerful. We will read verse number 55. And infidels worship someone apart from Allah who can neither provide them any gains nor can harm them. And disbelievers, infidels, have turned away from our Lord, have turned their backs, and O Prophet, I have sent you to tell good news and for scaring them from the punishment. Tell them that I do not ask anything for this Allah's order, but yes, whoever wants Lord should make a move, and O Prophet, trust that Zinda, the translation of Zinda is wrong. The reality is the complete God, Allahu Akbar, came as Zinda saint and met Hazrat Muhammad ji. He clearly says, trust that Zinda saint who met you as a Zinda saint and took you above there and later released you. Hazrat Muhammad went up in two ways. One way is not known to Muslim brothers. Now we will read here to make the concept clear. On that Zinda saint, we are reading 58th verse. We read 57th. O Prophet, trust him, Zinda saint, who never dies, means he is immortal, and you praise him. He is well informed about the sins of his fellows, means he can destroy all their sins. He is capable. Now, 59th verse, 58th finished here. He created sky and the earth and whatever is in between in 6 days and later sat on the throne. He is great Allah. They made the meaning of Kabir as great. He is great Allah. We can call that Allah Kabir and need not translate it. No problem that Allah Kabir is merciful. Ask his information from some enlightened saint, some Bakhabar. The knowledge giver of Quran Sharif made it clear that he does not know about that Allah Kabir. He created everything in 6 days and sat on throne on the 7th day. He is Allah Kabir. We will call him Kabir, no issues. He is merciful. Ask about him from some enlightened saint, Akbar from a Tattvadarshi saint. So what is proved from this? That the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is not Allahu Akbar, he is not Allah Kabir. He does not even have complete information about Allah Kabir and has left option about that Allah Kabir who created universe in 6 days and sat on the throne on 7th day. That is Allah Kabir. He is great God. He is Qadir Allah. He is the complete God. He is capable God. And only He is worthy to be worshipped and no one else should be worshipped. So even the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is unaware about Him. So, when he himself is unaware about him, then how would he have his way of worship when it is not present in Quran Sharif? Neither the information is available about that Allah Kabir nor his way of worship is known, because it is made clear that ask about him from some enlightened saint means in whole Quran Sharif that knowledge is not there about that Allahu Akbar. So entire Muslim religion, instead of worshipping that capable Allahu Akbar or Kabir, are worshipping the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif who is not Allah Kabir. Simple. He simply washed his hands and said he does not know about that Allahu Akbar, about that great God who created entire universe in 6 days and sat on throne on the 7th day. This servant knows about him and is sent to tell you, now get your well-being done, leave all confusion. Now I will show you the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, the knowledge giver of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and the knowledge giver of Vedas, these 4 Vedas, how much of a God he is, how much Lord he is, who is the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif and the knowledge giver of Bible. Bible contains 3 holy books bounded together. Number 1 Turat, number 2 Zabur, and number 3 Injil. Collection of all these 3 is called Bible. Its knowledge giver is also this Brahm. The knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is also this Brahm. The knowledge giver of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is also Brahm. And the knowledge giver of 4 Vedas is also this Brahm. Now I will show you how much of a God he is, whom Muslim brothers believe to be their Allah Ta'ala, who gave the knowledge of Quran Sharif. They consider him their God. Look, in one universe, this is the map of a universe. It is in an elliptical shape, like an egg, like this. This much. In this, there are 7 regions below. There is life in netherworld. Rest are empty planets revolving. This is netherworld. This is Rasatal, Talatal. These are like hell. All these are like hell. There is life in netherworld. Then there is earth. Then there is heaven. In these 3 regions, on netherworld, on earth and on the heaven, on these 3 regions, Shri Brahma Ji Rajgun, Shri Vishnu Ji Satgun, and Shri Shiv Ji Tamgun have their lordship. On these, in all these 3, the earth, netherworld and the heaven. This is Kal's area. This is a Brahmalok. Within this universe, Brahmalok, including all this, till here, this is all sea all around, very deep sea. This is the sea, and in this what has Kal, God, created? He created Maha Indra region. It's called Mahaswarg, great heaven. It's called Mahaswarg. Above this is duplicate Satlok, duplicate Alakhlok, duplicate Agamlok, Anami, that is Akehelok, have been created. These are 88,000 mounds, and this is Satpuri, which has 7 small cities. This is the region of Dharamrai. This is Mansarovar Lake within this universe. So, this is the picture of one universe. In this universe, he himself lives secretly here in the form of Mahabrahm. Kal lives here in the form of Mahabrahm and keeps Durga in the form of Mahasavitri here. Here he lives in the form of Mahavishnu. Kal Brahma lives in the form of Mahavishnu and keeps Durga in the form of Lakshmi. He has made these three distinct secret regions. This is Satgun dominated region. This is Tamogun dominated region. Here Kals lives in the form of Mahashiv and keeps Durga in the form of Parvati. And this is Rajogun dominated region. He lives here in the form of Mahabrahma and he keeps Durga in the form of Savitri here. In each of these three regions, he creates one son each. The birth they give in this region, this Durga and Kal god, this Kal god takes the form of Brahma here. Then they both do intercourse as husband and wife, and the son who is born looks like Brahma and possess Rajogun qualities. The construction of this place is such, and this is Satogun dominated region. Here this Kal takes the form of Vishnu with 4 arms, and he keeps Durga in the form of Mahalakshmi here. This is a Satogun quality dominated region. The construction of this place is such that the behavior of the person automatically becomes very good here. So the son born from their union possess Satogun qualities, and this is Tamogun dominated region. He himself lives here in the form of Mahashiv and keeps Durga in the form of Parvati. The son born from the union of both automatically possess Tamogun qualities. He looks the same. Then they are kept in coma by Kal till they become young, and after they get young, with the help of Durga, Kal doesn't come in front of anyone. Actually, he is ugly looking. As Kal says in Gita Ji, Arjun, look, I am Kal. This is my huge form. I am Kal. In Gita Ji, chapter number 11, verse 32, he says, I am Kal. So this Kal says that I never come in front of anyone in my real form. In chapter 7, verse number 24-25 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Kal says, I remain hidden due to my divine power, and these foolish people consider me as Krishna, consider me a person. I am not Krishna. He was only speaking from within Krishna. Then he came out and showed his huge form, that this is my real form. I never come in front of anyone. This is my firm bad rule. So he remains hidden here and appears in front of some in either the form of Brahma or Vishnu or in the form of Shivji. So till date no one could understand who is this Mahabrahma and who is this Mahavishnu. They started calling him Mahabrahma and started considering him everything. So until now no one knew anything about correct spiritual knowledge. God bless this servant, and all this mystery is revealed to you. Society is intelligent. Come accept this knowledge and get your well-being done and properly understand this knowledge. Now this is one universe. This is one universe. All this is one Brahmand, and in this, Kal God plays the role of a chief minister. And he has 3 ministers. Consider them as prime ministers. Mean these 3 are main, then under them are 33 million deities. There is one Muslim brother, Dr. Zakir Naik. What point he makes is that Muslims believe everything is of God, and he says mostly Hindus believe like sun is God and fire is God, mountain is God, statue is God, snake is God. Means they consider everything as God. Like we call sun God, Varun Dev the god of water, Indra Dev the god of heaven. So they actually are present. They all are gods of their level, gods, lords, master of their respective level, and they cannot be denied. Like if we count all MLAs in India, they would be 3,000-4,000, and MPs are 500, member of parliament. These are fixed seats. Similarly, 33 million deities are fixed. Consider 33 million to be seats of member of parliament. These gods die and other good souls get the position of gods like this. They are all gods. Dev means deity. They are lord of their level. But the master of all, who is called Mahadev, is called great God, Allahu Akbar. He is the lord of all. All are his gods. These gods are his. They are under him. They are in his control. He is the master of all, and they are gods of their level. They are gods, but are all of that one God. They are all gods. This is real definition of God. And those who do not know ABC can argue as they wish and talk all rubbish. Earlier, particularly in India, one who used to speak Sanskrit fluently and had learnt all four Vedas were called Chaturvedi, and the one who used to speak Sanskrit was given importance no matter whatever he might speak. All used to consider him as wise. Today, English language has replaced it, and one who speaks English fluently is considered to be intelligent, but that's wrong. The purpose of language is to communicate our thoughts to others. It can be simple, can be regional, be it Arabic, be it Punjabi, be it Gujarati or Marathi, or be it Hindi or our local language. The knowledge should be correct so that others can understand. We became dumb due to ignorance and will understand with correct knowledge that we were mistaken. The definition of complete God is being explained to you, means the condition of whole universe is being explained to you. About infinite universes, now he who plays the role of chief minister, in one universe he is Kal Brahma, and he has three sons. He is the main controller of all these three regions. They are ministers of one department, each of earth, heaven and netherworld. All three come under him, under Brahma. And see how much is this Brahma's region. Look, this is one universe which you saw, this. Now consider we are in this condition. This one ball, consider it to be one universe. And by combining such 5 universes, he has made one major universe like this. In such 4 major universes, he has enclosed 20 universes which are evolving at their respective places. All this region is of 20 universes. Then there is one another universe. All this is also a universe. It was not possible to write all the regions clearly in one circle, but this is also elliptical in shape, like this, separate. So this is a separate universe. This is his 21st universe. So all these are in total 21 universes. These are not universes. It's just to show regions of 21st universe, and I had to make them bigger for writing. So all this is of one universe, this much. This too has elliptical shape like this. So this universe is separate. These are 20 universes. Think of one universe, which I showed you earlier, a ball. It's like a ball, just to understand. So Brahm is the lord of these 21 universes. Kshar Purush, Kal, Shaitan, who is called Satan, he's also called Kshar Purush. Now look. Now this is what you saw. This is the region of 21 universes. You had just seen it. All this is of Kshar Purush. And after this region, all this red line, this one, these 700 quadrillion universes are of Parabrahm, who is also called Akshar Purush. This is Kshar Purush and this is Akshar Purush. And overall controller is Allah Akbar. He is the Allahu Akbar, great God. He is this. These small visible dots, all these are universes. All around this is Satlok, the eternal place, and he is the originator. Allahu Akbar, as they say, Arsh Karsh par Allah takat hai, khek bin nahi khali. So this is the throne of that master. This is his place. This is the throne, and under him comes the god of 700 quadrillion Brahmand, and this god also comes under him, and this is Kal God, the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, the knowledge giver of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge giver of all four Vedas, and the knowledge giver of pious Bible. He is this much Allah, God only this much of these 21 universes, then these 700 quadrillion universes of Parbrahm, of Akshar Purush, and these are infinite universes of overall controller. He is that master of lineage, he is that Allahu Akbar, he is great God. There are his other regions above this, Alakh Lok, Agam Lok, and Anami Lok, also called as Akah Lok. This is overall controller. This Lord only controls everything in other regions by acquiring other forms. He is that originator. He is the root of tree like world, that Paramakshar Brahm, that Allahu Akbar. He is the root of entire tree like world who nurtures everyone by entering in all three regions. Now, what are the three regions? These regions above, Satlok, Alakhlok, Agamlok, and Akahlok. This is one region called the immortal region. A separate division has been made for it. And these two regions below of Kshar Purush, this Brahm, and of Akshar Purush, this Parbrahm, 700 quadrillion universes and these 21 universes of this Kshar Purush. So these two regions are separate of this Kshar Purush and the region of Akshar Purush, and the region of Supreme God, the region above, the immortal upper regions are considered as one region. In this way, all creatures of these three regions are being nurtured by Supreme God, means who is the root, the origin of this tree like world, and a tree gets nourishment from roots only. He is Allahu Akbar, the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, is the owner of 21 universes, and he is the knowledge giver of Gita, the knowledge giver of Vedas, and he is the knowledge giver of Bible. So Kal doesn't have any information about that Allahu Akbar, and he has left an option to ask from an enlightened saint. This is that enlightened saint. Come and get your welfare done. Pious souls, it is said for those who have incomplete knowledge that little knowledge is the dangerous thing. Neem Hakim Khatrai Jan. Till now, humans used to consider these gods as supreme gods and wished for their welfare. But Kal himself has little knowledge. Kal left an option to ask about Almighty from an enlightened saint. So by adopting the methods from these holy scriptures, that Allahu Akbar means the complete God, Paramakshar Purush, cannot be attained, his worship is not in them. People are all worshipping the knowledge giver of Gita, the knowledge giver of Veda, the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, the knowledge giver of Bible, by considering him as the Allahu Akbar, who is another God, another Lord. He is not the master of lineage, he is not Allah Ta'ala, he is not complete God. The information about that complete God is with this servant. Look, this is Holy Bible, Sampoorn Jeevan Adhyan Bible. From where is this published? Look here. General Editor Donald C. Stamps, MAM Dev, Associate Editor J. Wesley Adams, PhD, Life Publishers International. Springfield, Missouri, USA, printed India. This is all the same what I showed before, you can read it. Now we come to Genesis. Look at the Genesis. In English, it's called Genesis 1, page number 4. At the beginning, God created the sky and the earth. Earth was without form and empty. This was the first day. Then God said there should be a division between the water, and that the water should be divided. Then it was evening, then morning. And the second day, then it was evening, then morning, and then the third day. We will take points of our interest. Then it was fourth day, evening, then morning, and then the fourth day ended. Then the fifth day. Now we are on page number 5. It was evening, then morning, and then the fifth day ended. Now on sixth day started. In this way, God created different species of plants and animals, different species of domestic animals and reptiles. God saw it was good. God, after creating all animals and birds, said, I will make humans like my own self, similar to my own self, and they should have authority on the fishes in sea, birds in sky, all domestic animals, and on those who crawl on earth, on reptiles. And humans should be wiser than buffalo, cow, bull, etc. We should use them for our work, but should not eat them, should not trouble them. Like you keep cow and buffalo at home, you feed them, bathe them, keep them with love, and they give you milk. This is what God said, not to eat them. He made humans same as his own self, similar to his form. So how is God? God said he will make humans like his own self, similar to his form, and they should have authority on the fishes in sea, birds in sky, all domestic animals, and on those who crawl on earth, on reptiles. Then God made humans as his own self. God created humans like his own self as male and female. Then how is God like a man in human form? All those who met God and were taken to Sachkhand, the eternal place, described God to be same as humans, similar to us. Once they came back, but there everyone has an immortal body. You get an immortal body. The material there is immortal. Here the body is mortal. When God descends, he descends with his original body only. That immortal God does not take birth from the mother's womb. He comes in body and goes back with the body. I will show you evidence. Allahu Akbar came in body as an infant, grew while doing spectacles, then went back with his body in front of millions of people. Now it's clear that God created humans similar to his own form like himself. So God, Allah, is also like a human.
Viewers, you just heard the views of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. And now, let's hear the views of Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik.
My name is Prasad Vernekar. Hello, Naik Saab. My question is, which religion, book, or community gives permission to kill innocent animals? To fulfill his hunger or taste. Like in case of Muslims, you celebrate Bakrid, which favors killing of goats, as a means of festival. Hearing to your comments on Islamism and other religions, what I understand is your religion favors this festival in a more spirited manner, because Hinduism doesn't do so. They don't believe in killing goats, but accept that there are non-vegetarians who prefer eating chicken and goat and others. But does Islam favor these things?
Brother has asked a good question. The brother first asked which religion gives permission to kill innocent animals. Then he said, you kill animals in Islam, you eat non-veg. In Hindu religion it is prohibited. Your question is which religion First, I will talk about Islam. Later on, inshallah, I will talk about other religions. As far as it is about Islam, a Muslim can remain a very good Muslim even by being pure vegetarian. It is not compulsory in Islam for you to eat non-veg. It's not an obligation. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us permission. It's mentioned in Quran Majid, Surat Maida, chapter number 5, verse number 1, that the animal who is halal for you, the four-legged animals who is halal for you, you can eat them. It is written in Surah Al-Nahl, chapter 16, in verse number 5 too, that the animal who is halal for you, you can eat their flesh. It's also written in Surah Mu'minun, chapter number 23, verse number 18. At various places it is written that you can eat the flesh of that animal who is halal for you. In Quran Majid, when our Khalik, our Creator, our God, our Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives permission, then why shouldn't we eat? Few non-Muslims say that, okay, you eat flesh, we don't have any objection. We do not have any objection. But when you slaughter, then why do you kill animals so painfully? Why do you torment so much? Give one single blow and the animal will die. Quran gives permission to eat those animals named by you.
Viewers, you just heard the views of Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik. And now let's hear the views of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
These Muslim spokespersons promote eating flesh. They do advocacy. There is no such provision to eat flesh anywhere in Vedas and Gita Ji, not mentioned anywhere. If in any Puranas or in any Quran or if in Bible, after the point God, that Allahu Akbar, that Almighty God who created the entire universe in 6 days and sat on throne on the 7th day, after he informed the law that no one should eat flesh, all these eatables are allowed to you and rest is all forbidden. If there is anything written beyond this, be it in Puran or be it Quran, be it Bible or be it Torah or maybe in Injil or be it in Jabur, this is not the order of Allahu Akbar. This is the order of some other deity, and by following his order and by violating God's law, you will become God's culprit. नबी मोहम्मद नमस्कार है राम रसूल कहाया 1,80,000 को सौगंध जिन नहीं करत चलाया अर्श कर्श पर अल्लाह तकत है खलिक बन नहीं खली वो पैगंबर पाक पुरुष थे साहिब के अब्दाली. That Almighty God had said that those people who eat flesh are undoubtedly demons. There is no doubt in this whether Hindus eat or Muslims. It's said those who eat flesh are visibly demons, whether they are Hindus or Muslims. You have made your own formulae. These are not the orders of those great saints. It is said, मांस खावे सो डेढ़ सब और मद पीवें सो नीच कुल की दुर्मति पर हरें भगवान कहें सो ऊंच. It is said those who eat flesh are foolish, whether they are Hindus or Muslims, Sikhs or Christians, and those who drink alcohol are stupid, who ruin their lineage. Those who chant true mantra of that Allahu Akbar are superior. A hint is enough for intelligent person. Now I just showed you that God is in human form. He has a body. He created universe in 6 days, and on 6th day he made humans like his own self, same as his body, resembling same as him, created humans like his own self as male and female, and told them what to eat. You read just now, you can read again. Look further, what did he say? Look, he created humans as male and female and bless them to flourish and grow and take control of earth and have authority on the fishes in the sea, birds in the sky, and all other animals who crawl on earth. Like humans have even controlled a lion, tied an elephant. Similarly, God told humans to control other creatures. See next. Then God told humans that all small plants with seeds, this is instruction for the humans which are on earth, and all fruits with seeds on the trees, I have given them to you for your food. For humans, the order of Allah Ta'ala, Allahu Akbar, who created the universe in 6 days and sat on the throne on the 7th day, He is Allahu Akbar. He is Allah Kabir, complete God, our Sirjanhar, our creator. It's not the order of that creator for human to eat flesh, not even for animals and birds. See next. For your food, this is for humans. See next. Now here we come to animals on earth, birds in the sky, and reptiles, who all are living beings. I have given small green plants for them to eat, and the same happened, means green plants appeared. Then God looked at his creation, that it is all very good. Then it was evening, then morning. This is how the 6th day completed. Now on 7th day, this is how the creation of sky, earth, and everything else was completed. And God completed his work on the 7th day and took rest on the 7th day. And God blessed 7th day and declared it as pious, because he completed the creation of universe and took rest on that very day. So, pious souls, the creator, that Allahu Akbar, the supreme God, who created the universe in 6 days and sat on the throne on the 7th day, Quran Sharif has made clear about him, the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif says he is the same Allahu Akbar who created the universe in 6 days and sat on the throne on 7th day. Ask about him from an enlightened saint. Supreme God left on 7th day after finishing whole creation, everything. Then Kal took over earth's affairs and he has given duty to his 3 sons. This Kal God has also given duty to his 3 sons, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, to take control of earth's affairs. So later they took control when God created Adam and Hawa. He made Adam with his word power and Hawa with Adam's bones, whatever way they believe, and he left them. Then this Kal took control. Then Brahma took Adam. It is said in Suksham Ved that he is that Muhammad, he is Mahadev, and that Adam, he is Brahma. Das Garib, there is no one else. Look into your house. Now, what this servant is trying to show you is that 3 gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, took control of earth's affairs. Holy Bible clarifies this when God made Adam and his wife, whom they believe in as God, that is Brahma. Actually, it was Brahma, and left them in a garden. He had made them so dumb that they had no sense. He told them to eat fruits of all trees in this garden except these middle ones. If you will eat them, you will die. That is, he started lying. One day, that Kal came disguised in the form of a snake, whom they call Satan. He came as a snake, and this Kal asked Hawa, why don't you eat fruits of these middle trees? She said, we can eat all fruits except these ones. Allah has told us not to eat the fruits of these trees. In the middle, else we will die. The snake said. Kal had come disguised as a snake and said, nothing will happen. They are very good fruits. By eating them, you won't die. Rather, you will know about good and evil. So that woman, that Eve, plucked one fruit. She ate herself and gave it to her husband as well to eat. Then they realized, they came to senses, that we are nude. They felt shy from each other. They both plucked fig leaves and covered their private parts. Then it said in evening that Allah, means Khuda, that God, came. On hearing his footsteps, they both hid themselves in that garden. That God called them, where are you, Adam? Adam said, I got scared hearing your voice and I hid myself because I'm nude. So God asked, Did you eat those fruits which I told you not to eat? He said, Yes, we both ate. My wife gave me to eat. When asked from his wife, she said the snake misled us, so we ate. So that Allah, whom these readers of this holy Bible consider as God, thought, now that Adam and Eve have eaten those wisdom fruits which makes them aware of good and evil, it should not happen that they eat the fruits from this garden which makes them immortal and will become similar like us. If they will eat those fruits, look now, as it is said that little knowledge is the dangerous thing. Little knowledge is the dangerous thing. These talkative hypocrites who learn verses, then they try to influence people. They have little knowledge. They are fakes. They do not know ABC. Public thinks they are fluent. They speak non-stop. They are wise. These are not the qualities of a wise person. He is saturated with knowledge. It is said talkative is like a ghost, quiet is like God, one who does not aspire for fame. These should be the qualities. Those talkative assume them as ghosts. They try to fool masses, and the one who talks less is like God. Great people limit words and talk sense. They do not aspire for fame or lordship. These are the qualities of a saint. So what do they say that Hindus believe in more than one God, and the state which this servant explained in the definition of God, it's as it is. It's same. Similarly, the knowledge of Quran Sharif is incomplete. Kal himself admits that he does not know about that master, about that Allahu Akbar, so automatically it's incomplete knowledge. Similarly, knowledge of Vedas is incomplete. Similarly, Gita ji's knowledge is incomplete, and similarly that of Bible, because after creating universe in 6 days, Almighty left. Later Karl took over the charge. Now I will show you what does he say. God, whom the readers of this Bible call God, believe to be Jehovah. Jehovah says that if Adam and Eve eat the fruits of the life and death tree, then they will become like us. This proves that there is more than one God. Look at this Holy Bible again. This is the same Holy Bible. Sampurn Jivan Adhyan Bible I had just showed to you. Now, see this. We are reading Genesis part. We read till here. Now we will come here. I will show you little, then you can read. I will give you little hint. Here it is written. God Jehovah created Adam from the mud of earth and breathed life into his nostrils, and Adam became alive. Jehovah, God, made a garden in the east and kept Adam there, whom he had created. Jehovah God then created all variety of trees which were attractive, and fruits were good to eat, and also grew life tree and wisdom tree in the middle. Now look, Jehovah God took Adam and kept in Eden garden for him to work there and guard it. Jehovah God ordered Adam to eat all fruits of the garden without any tension. But do not eat the fruit of wisdom tree, because the day you will eat it, you will definitely die. See here, we are reading on page number 8, Genesis 2, 18th. Jehovah God said, It's not good for Adam to remain alone, and I will make one companion for him who would be same like him. See here, then Jehovah God made Adam to fall in deep sleep. This is about creation. He took his bone out, etc. Let us see here. Fall of man. Amongst all poisonous animals that Jehovah God made, snake was most cunning. Snake asked the female Havva, Adam's wife, is it true that God asked you not to eat fruits of any tree in this garden? The lady said to snake, we can eat fruits of the trees in this garden, but not of the trees which are in the middle of the garden. About those fruits, God has said, neither shall you eat them, nor you should touch them, else you will die. Then snake told the lady, you will certainly not die, because God himself knows the day you will eat its fruits. Same day your eyes will open, you will become wise about good and evil, and you will be equivalent to the God. Then the lady saw the fruit of that tree. It looks good to eat, it's attractive, and it will provide the wisdom. Then she plucked it and gave it to her husband to eat, and ate herself also. Then the eyes of both opened, and they realized that they are nude. Therefore they plucked fig leaves and covered themselves. Then they heard the sound of Jehovah God, who used to roam in the garden during cool hours of the day. Then Adam and his wife hid themselves from Jehovah God in between the trees of the garden. Then Jehovah God asked Adam, where are you? Means that Jehovah God is so much unaware that he did not know where they are hiding, and he is roaming in the garden. And all readers of Bible, Christians and Jews, say God is formless. Are they in senses? Do they have any knowledge? It's clearly mentioned he roams around and talks. Jehovah God asked Adam, where are you? Then Adam said, I got scared hearing you. I hid myself because I'm nude. Jehovah said, who told you you are nude? Did you eat fruit of the tree which I told you not to eat? Did you eat? Adam said, the female you gave to live along with me gave me the fruit of that tree to eat, and I ate it. Then Jehovah God said to the female, what did you do? The lady, Eve, said, the snake deceived me, then I ate. Now we will read point of our interest. The servant wants to prove that God is not formless, he is like humans. And it's not just one. There are gods of their respective level, like the servant told in the definition of God. Like a sub-collector is lord of his level, God, Khuda, master, and SDM is of his level, deputy commissioner of his level, commissioner is of his level, the state minister is lord of his level, the chief minister is god of his level, is Lord, he is the master, God, Lord, like the central ministers are also lords of their level, and the prime minister is the overall controller, he is the lord above all. There is another lord above all lords, and all lords under him are also lords. They are lords of their respective level. Similarly, these are gods. These three, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, they are controlling all creatures of earth, netherworld and heaven. Here this servant is trying to prove that there is more than one God. Dr. Zakir Naik, who has sprung up as a new spokesperson, says that
First is, bring faith in God. We will assess it. What is the concept about God in Hindu religion? When we ask a common Hindu, in how many gods do you believe? Few would say 3, few would say 10, few would say 100, few would say 1,000, few would say 33 million. But when we ask a Hindu priest who is well aware about Hindu scriptures, that Hindu will say that Hindus should only believe in one God, and only one God should be worshipped. But a common Hindu believes in one philosophy which is called pantheism. Pantheism means Usually, ordinary Hindus believes that everything is God. Trees are God, humans are God, sun is God, moon is God, snake is God. We Muslims believe everything is of God. Trees of God, human being is of God, sun is of God, moon is of God, snake is of God. The important difference between Hindus and Muslim is ordinary Hindus say everything is God. We Muslims say everything is of God. There is one important difference of. If we will remove the difference of, then Hindus and Muslims will unite.
Viewers, you just heard the views of Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik. And now let's hear the views of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
Dr. Zakir Naik, a new spokesperson who has sprung up, says Muslims believe everything is of God. Mostly Hindus believe everything is God. Few believe there are 3 gods, few believe there are 33 gods, few believe in 10, few believe in 33 million deities. They are gods of their level, and he is supreme God. He is the master of all. He is Mahadev, the master of lineage. He is the great God. Call him supreme or great Allahu Akbar. So who is that supreme God? He is Allahu Akbar, complete God. He is Paramakshar Brahma. He is the overall controller of all, master of lineage. Now this is what I wanted to prove, that there are several gods, lords, gods of their respective levels. There are other gods and all are servants to that one God, but they are still God of their respective level, like the minister of his level, chief minister is God of his level, is a lord, a master, but all are under that master of the lineage. He is the one controller of all. Now we are on page number 10. Genesis 3:4, we are reading here. 20th. Adam named his wife Eve because she is the mother of all alive human beings. And Jehovah, God, made leather covers for Adam and his wife to wear. And they say he is formless. He is moving along with them. Then Jehovah, God, said, human, after becoming wise about good and bad, has become one like us. And it shouldn't happen that he should reach out and pluck the fruit of life tree with his hand and eat it and becomes immortal. With this it is proved that God of these Christians, means who is giving knowledge of Holy Bible. The knowledge is given by Kal Brahma Kshar Purush. He is the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, and Kal is telling about that Allahu Akbar who created this universe in 6 days and said this and that to everyone and then left. Now Kal himself took over. Kal comes disguised in other forms, like he has made his 3 sons the controller here. These 3 are the main controllers of 3 regions, minister of each department. Now what is he saying? One who made clothes for Adam and restricted him not to eat fruits of middle trees, but Adam ate. Now what he is saying is that by eating wisdom fruits, Adam has become one like us. It means there is more than one God, more than one Allah. Look at this. Then Jehovah God said, this human, after becoming wise about good and bad, has become one like us. Hence proved there is more than one God, more than one God. These are dummy gods, these are incomplete gods, these are also gods. When there is dummy God, then there is a complete God also. Means there are other deities also, but the master of lineage is someone else. Next we will see. This is Genesis chapter number 17, chapter number 17, verse number 1. Now Abraham was 99 years old. Then Jehovah appeared in front of him and said, I am super powerful God. You come along with me and become supernatural. Hence proved, when he appeared, he is in form. Genesis chapter 17-18, page number 24 in chapter 18. Abraham was sitting in sunlight at tent's entrance between the oak trees of Mamre. Then Jehovah appeared. When he looked up, he saw 3 men. These 3 gods are standing in front of him. When he saw them, he ran from the entrance of the tent to meet them and prostrated, bowed on ground in front of them, and said, O merciful God, if you have mercy on me, then I request, please do not leave your servant. I will bring some water. You may wash your feet and take rest under this tree. Then I will bring a piece of bread for you to eat, with which you satisfy your respective souls. Then you may move forward, because you have come to the servant for this reason only. They said, Do as you say. Now, what is proved? These 3 are same, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. They change form and go anywhere. They may acquire a human form. They can acquire a form with 4 arms only, not more than that. In this way it is proved that there is one master of the family, rest all are deities of their respective level, which Bible also proves. And one who says that Hindus do not have other gods is wrong. He has incomplete knowledge. It is said, little knowledge is the dangerous thing. Neem Hakim Khatraye Jan. Those are fake who have incomplete spiritual knowledge. Pious souls, worshippers get exceptional relief by worshipping God. Therefore, we worship God so that we get relief from our sufferings, our destined sorrows, because suffering is due to our own sins and prosperity is due to our good deeds. What we call as predestined, the sufferings in our life are due to the sins which are destined, and the worldly comfort that we get here are also pre-decided. It's fixed. The comfort which we get are due to our good deeds, and the sufferings are due to earlier bad deeds. We worship God so that we get relief from our sufferings, our destined sorrows. If even after worshipping there is suffering and troubles, as it is, if they still attack, create havoc, then that worship is wrong, that religious practice is wrong, because it's written in God's qualities that after taking correct worship from a complete saint, sins are destroyed. Once sins are destroyed, no sorrows remain, because root cause of suffering is sin. Like if there is a thorn in the feet and it is removed, then there will not be any sorrow. And if in the future the thorns of our path are cleaned, if thorns do not prick in the future, then our journey becomes smooth. So what is told for this? That if one is in refuge of a complete saint and has correct way of worship of Allahu Akbar, the powerful God, omnipotent God, then what the Supreme God does for those devotees who worship within the rules, God destroys their sins which were to come in future. It is said that as a loyal devotee puts his feet on ground God sweeps and removes all thorns, sins, so that they don't prick him, so that Almighty God, Supreme God, Allahu Akbar, that great God, that complete God, if one gets his true worship through a complete saint, then that Supreme God destroys all sin like thorns that are yet to come in the journey of the life of his dear devotee, just like a broom cleans and sweeps aside. So it's said Pativrata. Pativrata means believing in one God and worshipping only him as a deity, means worships that Almighty, worships that Allahu Akbar, and does not have faith in any other deity, and moves on path of life, worships with dedication, then that powerful God, that Allahu Akbar, that is omnipotent God, sweeps in such a way so that his dear devotee is not pricked by the thorn. And if we suffer even while worshipping, then that worship is wrong. Then that God is not all supreme, because he is incapable in destroying your sins. As a result of this, Hazrat Muhammad ji did not get any benefit even after worshipping that God, Kal, because he had considered the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif as Allahu Akbar. But that knowledge giver of Quran Sharif clarifies in Surat Furqani, chapter 25, verse number 52 to 59, that Allahu Akbar is some other Almighty God and motivates to pray to him only, and says, I do not have his information, means who? The knowledge giver of Quran Sharif does not know about that Allahu Akbar, that Almighty God, that great God, does not have his knowledge, and neither is he familiar with his way of worship. Kal made it clear in Surat Furqani 25, verse number 59, that he is the same God, Allahu Akbar, who created the entire universe in 6 days and sat on throne on the 7th day. Ask about him from an enlightened saint, I do not know. As a result of this, whole Muslim community believes that the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif is Allahu Akbar and worships him as told by him. These namaz, roze and bang, they call it azan. Together with this, they eat flesh. This is not the order of the Almighty God. This is the way of worship of the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, and he is not supreme. As a result, Hazrat Muhammad ji did not get any spiritual benefit. Pious souls, no Muslim can have integrity like Hazrat Muhammad ji. These Muslims cannot be as humble soul as Hazrat Muhammad ji was. No Muslim can worship like Hazrat Muhammad ji. And such a modest soul suffered so much. The reason was that his worship was incorrect. Kal is not the complete God, assuming whom whole Muslim community is worshipping. Now I will show you from the biography of Hazrat Muhammad ji that in front of him, assuming Kal as Allahu Akbar, and by doing the worship of the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif, while doing it, he had 3 sons and he lost all 3. And how was his end? I will show it to you. See this. Biography Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Muhammad Inayatullah Subhani. See this. Inayatullah Subhani, translator is Naseem Ghazi Falahi, Markazi Maktaba, Islami Publishers, New Delhi, 110025. Biography Hazrat Muhammad, SAW, Hindi, Islami Sahitya Trust, publication number 81. Sarvadhikar Prakash Kadhin book. Name original book Muhammad Arbi Urdu. Publisher is Markazi Maktaba, Islami Publishers, etc. etc. Printer is HS Offset Prints, New Delhi 2, printer. Look at page number 64. But these blessed moments and happy days ended soon. All your sons died one after the other, Qasim, Tayyab, and Tahir. They all went to Allah. They all died, all three, Qasim, Tayyab, and Tahir. And you had sorrows one after the other, but despite that, you were patient. Being an orphan, you suffered during childhood when Hazrat Muhammad Ji was in his mother's womb. Then his father had died. When he was 5 years old, his mother died. When he was 8 years old, his grandfather died. He spent childhood like an orphan. Then at the age of 25, he got married to a 40-year-old lady named Khadija, who was widowed twice earlier. He got married with her. Later, from Khadija, he had 3 sons and 4 daughters. All 3 sons died in front of their father. Is this worship? So, pious souls, the intention of the servant is to make you aware of whatever mistakes we did earlier and have suffered so much. At least we should be careful now. This servant has that correct way of worship. If you do correct worship, then you will not bear these sufferings. If you remain within rules, then son can never die before the father. It is guaranteed. Otherwise, there is no need of devotion. Being an orphan, he suffered in childhood. When he grew, he had to bear sorrow of his lost beloved sons. All 3 sons died. Only 4 daughters remained, who were 4: Zinab, Ruqayya, Kulsum, and Fatima. Now I will show you how Hazrat Muhammad Ji died. We will start from here. It's same Jeevni Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We will read from page number 307. It was the 10th year of migration. Dear Prophet Salal went to Mecca with the aim of Hajj. With you was the convoy of more than 1 lakh brave fellows. This Hajj is called Hijjatul Wada because it was your last Hajj. After this, you did not get the opportunity to visit Mecca, Kaaba, and Arafat. Now see here, we are reading on 307. Dear Prophet Salal also told that how should Muslims live together. Here it is told, people, your God is one, your Father is one, you all are sons of Adam, and Adam is made of mud. Most dear to God amongst you is one who is most scared of God. And now we come here. Now we read on page number 308. Now we will read 309. It wasn't even 3 months to Hizzatul Wada when dear Prophet Salal, means Hazrat Muhammad ji, got seriously ill. This had never happened earlier. Fever was so high that his eyes lost sleep. It was night when Salal got up from bed and came out of the house and moved towards Muslim graves. On reaching there, you said, "You may have peace, you all inhabitants of the graves." Salal, Hazrat Muhammad ji, prayed for their salvation and then returned home when dear Prophet Salal, means Hazrat Muhammad ji, got ill. Then you initially thought to visit the graves, and after going there you had the sense that your final days are near. It was the rule of dear Prophet Salal to stay with each wife for 1 day. Even during illness, there was no change in this rule of yours. Turn by turn, you visited all your wives. It continued for 5 days. Then you got very serious. It was difficult for you to move. Hazrat Muhammad ji had 11 wives. It's mentioned in this only. I will show you later. Now we will read page number 310. Weakness was much. It was difficult to walk for you without support. Hazrat Ali registered and Hazrat Abbas gave you support and with lot of difficulty brought you to Hazrat Aisha's place. Due to severe headache, a hanky was also tied on your head. Muslims were sad, they were uncomfortable and desperate because their dear was on bed and was unwell, and the illness was growing every minute. You had never been so much ill earlier. Therefore, they were even more sad and worried. Now, after reading 310, we are reading page number 311. Jeevni Hazrat Muhammad. The condition of dear Prophet Salal worsened. Fever used to drop and rise at times. Till you had the strength to walk, you, Salal, continued going to mosque and continued leading Muslims. The last prayer which you, Salal, recited was the namaz of Maghrib. It was time for Isha, and you asked, "Is the namaz done?" Fellows said, "We were waiting for you." You made them to fill water in vessel, and you flossed. When you tried to get up, you fainted. When you were conscious after some time, you asked, "Is the namaz done?" Companions replied same, "We are waiting for you." Huzur, you again tried to get up but fainted again. When you gained consciousness again, you asked, "Is the namaz done?" Companions replied same, "We are waiting for you." Water was sprinkled over your body. When you again thought to stand, you fainted again. This time when you gained consciousness, you asked, "Tell Abu Bakr to pray namaz." Hazrat Aisha said, "Messenger of Allah, Abu Bakr's voice is very low. While reading Quran, he cries a lot. People can't hear him." Page 312. Dear Prophet Salal said, "Ask him only to pray namaz." Hazrat Aisha repeated the same. Dear Prophet Salal, means Hazrat Muhammad ji, was uneasy due to trouble. He shouted in anger and said, "Tell Abu Bakr only to do namaz." Hazrat Abu Bakr obeyed and prayed namaz for many days. 4 days prior to his death, He was at ease, means he got some relief. Then you, Salal, Hazrat Muhammad ji said, Muslims, here he has given guidance. Now look at page number 313. A day before death, you thought and asked, what happened to those gold coins? Hazrat Aisha said, Messenger of Allah, they are at home only. You, Salal, Hazrat Muhammad called for those gold coins and Aisha brought them. You kept them on your palm and said, if Muhammad dies and these remained with him, these kept remained with him, then what will he answer to his God? Then you distributed them to some poor Muslims. Health was serious, whole body was burning due to high fever. Dear daughter Fatima used to be present daily to serve her father. On seeing her, you used to stand out of affection for her, kissed and made her to sit beside yourself. Today discomfort was high, weakness was too much. When Hazrat Fatima came today, then you could not stand up to cuddle her. She came near herself and kissed you and sat beside. The fever was so high that you fainted repeatedly. There was cold water in a vessel near you. You used to put your hand in it and rub your face. You were very uncomfortable. Just then, your lips moved and your ears heard these words. May God bless Jews and Christians so that they start worshipping their messengers' graves. Weakness was increasing every moment. Death was gradually approaching. You asked for cold water in the vessel. It was immediately provided to you. You used to put your hand regularly in it and rub your face. You often covered and uncovered your face. At that time, you were continuously saying these words, O Allah, ease me from the pain of death. Seeing her dear father's discomfort, Hazrat Fatima got disturbed and she cried and said, Oh, the discomfort of my father. When you heard, you said, From here on your father won't be in pain. It was noontime, afternoon. You were breathing somehow. At that time, your lips moved and your ears heard this sound. On 315, Namaz, be good to servants. Then your hands rose and you pointed with a finger and said, Now no one else, only He, the greatest companion. Saying this, your hands hanged, eyes towards the roof, and the pious soul united with God. At the time of death, your Salal, means Hazrat Muhammad ji's age was 63 years.
Viewers, you just heard the views of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. And now, let's hear the views of Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik.
Guru Nanak Sahib was highly fascinated from Sant Kabir. Therefore, he has referred lot of verses of Sant Kabir in Guru Granth Sahib. I remember when I was in school, there was a famous verse. दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे ना कोई. जो सुख में सुमिरन करे, तो दुख काहे को होए? It means everyone worships Khuda, God, in pain. But do not worship God, Khuda, in happiness. The person who worships God, Khuda, in happiness, he will never suffer.
Viewers, you just heard the views of Muslim religious spokesman Dr. Zakir Naik. And now, let's hear the views of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
Dr. Zakir Naik ji spoke a verse of God Kabir ji, Allahu Akbar. It is, from Suksham Ved, which God Himself speaks when He descends in body. It is called true knowledge. It is the voice of true knowledge. दुख में सुमरन सब करें, सुख में करे न कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन करे, तो दुख काहे को होए. These words are of Suksham Ved. Who does it indicate to? To those who worship complete God Allahu Akbar, and they even worship God in prosperity. Everyone worships in sorrow, and God blesses the one in misery and makes him happy, but no one worship in joy. If they will worship in prosperity, then they will never suffer. This is absolutely correct. This is the law of complete God Allahu Akbar. I will show you. Hazrat Muhammad ji was a noble soul. A rich lady Khadija, who was very rich, got married to Hazrat Muhammad ji. They had no misery at that time. By age of 40, they had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. Hazrat Muhammad ji was worshipping the narrator of Quran Sharif, considering him as Allahu Akbar, but he is not Allahu Akbar. In Quran Majid, Surat Furqani, chapter number 25, ayat number 52 to 59, the narrator of Quran Sharif clarifies that the one who created the entire universe in 6 days is Allahu Akbar, Allah Kabir. He created the entire universe in 6 days and sat on throne on the 7th day. Ask about him from an enlightened saint, from a Tattvadarshi saint, I do not know. Had he known, he would have made one more ayat. It's proved that the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif does not have information regarding Allahu Akbar and advises to worship him. By mistake, Hazrat Muhammad ji considered the narrator of Quran Sharif as Allahu Akbar and worshipped him in prosperity and suffered a lot. He had 3 sons, all dear to him. All 3 died in front of his eyes. Such a person can never be happy, no matter whatever he says. The reason was that he did not get the worship of Allahu Akbar. If you worship Allahu Akbar in happiness, then there can be no misery in life, and even the ones who take refuge in misery will also attain salvation. Hazrat Muhammad ji's life became hell. He died at the age of 63. He used to faint, so the narrator of Quran Sharif is a dummy god. Incomplete God. Complete God is Allahu Akbar. Allah Kabir. He is Kabir Paramatma, Kabir God. This slave has his way of worship. Come and get your well-being done. All those who worshipped Allahu Akbar were blessed. I will show you, and currently also they are getting benefits. They are worshipping Allahu Akbar, who can never face any misery like the way Hazrat Muhammad ji suffered a lot. And how did he die? Shame on such worship. It's not worship, and he is not God, who can't even protect this much. With this, it's proved that whole Muslim community, instead of worshipping Allahu Akbar, is worshipping the dummy God. The true way of worship of that complete God, Allahu Akbar, Paramakshar Brahm, is available with this slave. Come and get your well-being done and get salvation.
Viewers, let's know the experiences of those devotees who have taken initiation from Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj and are following his way of worship.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Gulab Singh and Gulab Das.
And what do you do?
I am leading a retired life nowadays. Prior to this, I had served in Haryana government as IAS officer.
Sir, where all was your service?
My service was at various places Like I was SDM in Ambala. Also, I was managing director in sugar mills. I was additional deputy commissioner in Sonipat, deputy commissioner in Rohtak and Jind. I was commissioner division in Gurgaon, and then was at various places in Chandigarh.
So, how did you get associated with Saint Rampalji Maharaj?
It was a pleasant incident that happened with me. Maharaj ji, Saint Rampal ji did mercy on me and drew me towards him. I was working as deputy commissioner in Rohtak district, and in 1995, Prime Minister was to come on 15th August at Balor village near Bahadurgarh. There he had to launch Government of India scheme of midday meal for the first time. So his program was fixed, and the government had asked me to make all arrangements to make it a wonderful program. There will be a public meeting, and children will be served food, and it is your responsibility. Now it happened that it started raining very heavily, and it did not stop. It continued raining for many days, due to which we could not make any arrangements. The ground where that function was to happen was filled with water. Where the helicopter was to land, it was also filled with water. Roads were also filled with water, and the situation was like that. I felt like my job is in danger. I requested the chief minister of that time to please make slight change to Prime Minister's program, because rain isn't stopping and we are unable to make any arrangements. Whatever water we remove, it gets filled again due to rain. The chief minister told me in strict words that Prime Minister's program do not change. Do whatever you can and make arrangements. Prime Minister will come as scheduled. I was in a great fix, and it was a very dangerous situation for us. My gunman, who had taken initiation from Maharaji, he used to talk to me and tell that Kabir is God, and used to tell Saint Rampalji Maharaji is God's incarnation. I used to argue with him, what is this useless knowledge that you have brought? Can Kabir be God? But that day he suggested me that you take a resolution that you will take refuge of Saint Rampalji Maharaj and commit for one path, then everything will be all right, and weather will be fine, and there is nothing to worry. As it is said, a drowning man has no options. So I took a resolution from heart, and because I was troubled at that time, I said, okay, let's see your Saint Rampalji as well. I took a resolution that I will get a spiritual ritual done. I had not taken initiation at that time, and I was surprised that the moment I took resolution for spiritual path, immediately the sky got clear and rain stopped. I only had 2 days, and it was 13th August. There were no clouds at all, and I breathed a sigh of relief. I gave instructions to all departments to get on their work, and we worked for 24 hours, day and night, with more labor force and installing many pumps. We took water out from the ground. We made all arrangements. The pavilion, helicopter, and all arrangements were done, and the program of Prime Minister on 15th August went very well. The government applauded my good work and said, we were not expecting that in such short duration you could make such good arrangement. But I knew who did all arrangement. I had gained a lot of faith due to that incident. The moment we saw the Prime Minister off and his helicopter took off, we could hardly reach our car, and it started raining heavily again. And you might be aware of the huge flood which came in Rohtak in 1995. The whole city was filled. Thereafter, I became firm that indeed the saint, in fact, I had never seen Sadhguruji, that who Saint Rampalji was Only my gunman devotee used to discuss about him, but I was confident that this saint is definitely superior, and Kabir is definitely God indeed, who listened to my prayers so early and helped me save my service. So I had complete faith on him. After that, few months later, I was transferred to Jind by the government. A flood had also occurred there. After pumping water from Rohtak, everything became alright. So I was given the responsibility of Jind district. At that time, Maharaj used to live in a cottage in Jind district. Then in October, I got a part done at my house by requesting Maharaj. So Maharaj blessed me, Saint Rampal and he stayed in my house for 3 4 days. He did discourse and made me sit down and understand everything. He asked me, "Whom do you worship?" I told Guruji, "I worship Lord Krishna ji and Vaishno Devi ji and other deities." Then God told me, Saint Rampal ji told me that you leave everything. एक के साधे सब साधे सब जाए और माली सींचे मूल को फूल फले या घाए. He taught me a lot, gave me knowledge, and I understood it. He blessed me and gave me initiation. And later, I got second part done in March. So this is how I came in refuge of God, my Sadguru Saint Rampalji Maharaj. This is my small story.
Sir, the devotion which Gurudev, respected Gurudev Saint Rampalji Maharaj has given to you, do you think you will attain salvation from it?
Yes, of course we will. There is no doubt about it because the way of worship which Guruji tells is proven, and all those whom God had met, who all have got salvation, support the same. They have mentioned it in their speeches, verses like there was Garib Das ji or Dharam Das ji and other great saints or Guru Nanak ji and same path our Satguru Saint Rampal ji Maharaj teaches based on Vedas and other holy scriptures. The way of worship which he tells is based on our holy books. Guruji preaches the same way of worship which is in the scriptures. It's the same way of worship only with the same mantras, and lot of great saints have attained salvation. So I do not have any doubt in this. I have complete confidence and firm belief in the knowledge which Maharajji gives, and miracles happen to people. They further make us determined that we will surely attain salvation. This is the only way to attain salvation, and no other way except this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Viewers, let's proceed with the program and know the views of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Saint Rampalji Maharaj.
Now what is proven? That there is one master of lineage and rest all are deities of their respective level, which is proven in Bible as well. And one who says that there are no other gods is wrong. He has incomplete knowledge. It's said, little knowledge is the dangerous thing. Neem Hakim Khatrai Jan, they are fakes who have incomplete knowledge now. Pious souls, do not consider the efforts of this servant as criticizing someone or trying to humiliate someone or trying to defame someone's prophet, apostle, or God. This servant wants. Hazrat Muhammad was a supreme pious soul, but he got trapped with this Kal Brahm. This Kal Brahm scared him and by threatening him gave the way of worship, that is, to pray namaz 5 times a day, azan, which is the way to call God, called bang, pray namaz 5 times a day, and rose, fast. He told these 3 types of ways of worship, and Hazrat Muhammad used to do it religiously. No Muslim brother can bring faith on Allah like Hazrat Muhammad ji, as he brought assuming the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif as the complete God, and no one can worship like him. By worshipping so much, what benefit did Hazrat Muhammad ji get from it? At one place it is said in Quran Sharif that Allah Ta'ala, Allahu Akbar, is kind, He is benevolent, He is merciful, destroys sins. This part is absolutely correct. He is like this only, but Hazrat Muhammad ji didn't get His mercy. He was not benefited. What was the reason? Because it is not the correct way of worship, method of worship of that Allah, O Akbar. Surat Furqani 25, verse number 52 to 59, the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif clarifies that someone else is Allahu Akbar, who created the entire universe in 6 days and sat on throne on the 7th day. He is creator. And even the knowledge giver of Quran Sharif does not know about him. That knowledge is not even in Quran Sharif, and what he told to Hazrat Muhammad ji through Jabreel God, Kal had told worship of his level, and through his way of worship, sins cannot be destroyed. You will only get as destined. There cannot be any change in that. And same, the knowledge giver of Gita ji tells in Gita chapter 8 verse number 13 that my mantra is Om iti ekaksharam Brahma vyavaharam mam anusamran Ye prayati tvajan deham sayati paramam gatim. That only Om is the mantra for my level of worship, nothing else. Those who chant this till their last breath and leave their body will get achievement till Brahma level. And what is that achievement? It's Brahmalok, Kal's region. It's said in chapter 8, verse number 16, souls who reach to Brahmalok are also in recurrence. They also have birth and death. Then the knowledge giver of Gita ji tells in Gita chapter 8, verse number 5 and 7 about his worship, that if you will worship me, you will attain only me. You will reach to Brahmalok, but your birth and death cycle will remain same as mine and cannot attain salvation. You will get according to your destiny, deeds. Arjun asked in chapter 8, verse number 1, Kim Tat Brahm? Kal answered that in Gita chapter 8, verse number 3, he is Almighty, Paramakshar Brahm. In chapter 8, verse number 5 to 7, the knowledge giver of Gita ji tells about his way of worship, which he had already told that your birth and death will remain same as mine. There can never be peace here. You need to fight, and where there is fight, there cannot be peace. Therefore, Kal said in chapter 18, verse 66, you go in refuge of that Supreme God. With complete devotion, with His blessings only, you will attain supreme peace and ultimate eternal abode. If you remain under my refuge, there can never be peace. Here, if grief is destined, you will need to bear it, and if prosperity is destined, you will get that. He has left an option to ask about that Supreme God from an enlightened saint. I do not know his way of worship. In chapter 17, verse number 23, the knowledge giver of Gita ji has indicated about the worship of that Paramakshar Brahma, Supreme God. Brahmane means the Almighty. There are 3 mantras for him. Kal has made Om known to all. It is his and has left Tat and Sat as indicative words which an enlightened saint will tell, and both these code words are available with this servant. That is the complete course. Complete God's worship is told in chapter 8, verse number 8, 9, 10. If you will worship Supreme God, then you will attain Him. In chapter 8, verse number 5 and 7, Kal says, if you will worship me, you will attain me. One who will worship Kal will go to Kal's region. In Gita chapter number 8, verse number 16, it is made clear that even after reaching Kal's region, all are in recurrence. Kal made it clear that he is unaware about the worship of that complete God. And if you continue my worship, you will face troubles as well. If prosperity is destined for you, you will get it. You will keep getting both. If you want eternal peace, if you want destruction of all your sins, then go take refuge of the Supreme God. And for that, search a Tattvadarshi saint. So that enlightened saint is this Rampal Das in SATLOK Ashram district Hisar, Haryana in India. So, pious souls, it's the urge of this servant that true worship is available with this servant. You will never have any misery God will always remain with you. That worship of Allahu Akbar, He had Himself come over here and told it that knowledge is available with the servant. Obtain it and get your well-being done.